Here we have a problem on logarithm, that is we have to simplify this logarithmic expression. Okay, so to get the simplification of the given logarithmic expression, we need to simplify this expression separately. Already we have done the simplification of this expression in the topic indices in one of the problems. Okay, so let's see the simplification of this expression in that problem. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, for this particular term 1 minus x square, we have the exponent -1. Okay, if I change the negative exponent as positive, have to get reciprocal for this one. So this is one of the laws of exponent. So whenever I change the sign of the exponent for the base, I have to take reciprocal. So 1 minus, so now I am going to change this negative 1 as positive 1, then I must be getting reciprocal for 1 minus x square. So the reciprocal of 1 minus x square is 1 divided by 1 minus x square to the power of positive 1. So because this negative 1 has changed as positive 1, but if the exponent is 1, we don't have to mention. So whole to the power of -1 again to the power of -1/2. Okay, here we can simplify this. I'm going to subtract this fraction from this integer 1. So to do this subtraction, I multiply this denominator by this integer. Once this multiplication is done, what I can do is I can take this 1 minus x square as common denominator. So now I'm going to multiply this denominator by this 1. I get 1 minus x square minus 1 divided by 1 minus x square to the power of -1 whole to the power of -1/2. Okay, here this positive 1 and -1 can be cancelled out. We get 1 minus x square divided by 1 minus x square whole to the power of -1 whole to the power of -1/2. Here I am going to take this negative sign to the denominator. In a fraction, if there is negative sign in numerator, the same negative sign can be taken for denominator. So I am going to switch this negative sign to denominator. Okay, if I switch the negative sign to denominator, this 1 will become -1, this negative x square will become positive x square. Okay, let's do it in the next step. So we get 1 negative x square divided by x square -1 whole to the power of -1 whole to the power of -1 divided by 2. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to change this -1 as positive 1. I change the sign of the exponent as positive, then I have to take reciprocal for this one. So I get 1 negative x square -1 divided by x square whole to the power of -1/2. So here the -1 has become positive 1, but if the exponent is positive 1, we don't have to mention that. Okay, now we have to simplify this part. So for that, what I am going to do is I am going to multiply this integer 1 by this x square. Then I get x square minus 1 whole divided by x square. So once we multiply this 1 by this x square, we can take this x square as a common denominator. Okay, now let's simplify x square. Now we can distribute the negative sign to x square and negative sign to -1. Then we'll have negative x square positive 1 divided by x square whole to the power of -1 divided by 2. Okay, in the next step, so this positive x square negative x square will get cancelled. We get 1 divided by x square whole to the power of -1 divided by 2. Okay, now I am going to change the sign of the exponent as positive, then I have to get reciprocal for this one. So the reciprocal of 1 divided by x square is just x square to the power of positive 1 divided by 2. So now we can multiply these two exponents. We'll be getting x to the power of 2 times 1 divided by 2. So we can simplify this 2 and 2. We get x to the power of 1, which is x. So when we simplify the given expression, we get x. Now we got the simplification of this part, that is x. So the simplification of the given logarithmic expression is equal to log x.